I think also, just to wrap up on this part, Deborah, I think what it sounds like as well is you could walk into a business without doing any financial analysis and probably spot the problem from your intuition, creativity, just getting a sense of what's going on in there. Whereas the bean counters, as you call it, and I could be accused of being one of those on my day as well, being a former accountant, would be sitting there analysing all the numbers, whereas you can walk in there and get the feeling for the place.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where we have to give thanks that we do think differently. We don't all see it the same way, and that we have the somebody underpinning the creativity. Because if I walked into a business, I'd give them 10 solutions that they have to implement yesterday, and that's not always going to happen financially or from a speed perspective. So it's navigating all of the above successfully.
And so if we took this and said, what's your identity? Where's the area that you're going to have the biggest impact going forward? Where you would like to have your biggest impact. What would you say that is?
Look, I can't say it's a specific industry because I have my finger as an influencer in a lot of pies. And I guess the fundamental thing that came back down from yesterday's data dump was that I am an influencer. So the greatest influence that I will have is in influencing whatever realm that might be. If it's an interior design or architecture, whether it's launches or events, whether it's coming alongside a business, I can influence with and for them. I can make their business profitable. I can see at a glance how to make their business aesthetically pleasing. We can create environments that are suitable for business, for residential, for commercial, for catering, for shopping centres, hospitals. Make those work. All of the above. So, that doesn't give you a specific answer. But again, I think this is the nature of the beast with an influencer, that I have to have my finger in a lot of pies to keep myself stimulated. But
it seems that you're influencing design through behavioural insight and behavioural analysis. That's really your sweet spot. That if you bring those together, that's your biggest impact's going to be bringing the human behavioural insight to the design element.
Absolutely, and it's actually something that is a passion. It's wonderful to be able to empower other people to understand who they're designing for, why they're designing for that space, and understanding the temperaments that are in the business behind the design.
And facilitating and I imagine, Deborah, facilitating conversations around that.
Absolutely, and it's a skill set that you learn only understanding yourself, but also understanding who else is at the table. That comes from your from analysing profiles and also reading profiles, Hugh, because you can aesthetically. I had a little bit of a laugh at Alan Pease the other day because he was talking about from an aesthetic perspective that you can read a face very quickly and understand who they are. But if you've got a profile, it's kind of looking at their DNA. If you have a chance to have a look at their data, in a glance, you've saved yourself a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of second guessing. If I can have a profile in front of me, financial, cDNA, and DNA behaviour, in a snapshot, I have that person read.
It enables you to cut to the chase a lot quicker.
It's reading their mail and not wasting their time or second guessing.
But I think also then for you, though, putting it to them, so not only understanding the behaviour, but also whether it's unlocking differences through design. If there's a husband and wife, for example, even clashing, or two business leaders clashing, getting them to see it from a different lens, through design elements even, will get them talking, in creating a new common point to start a conversation.
Well, you tend to strip back to fundamentals a lot faster and a lot easier. And I think that if we have the communication and it's honest and open and clear, and you're both on the same page, and there's a wonderful illustration which is the number 6, and it has two people either sides of the 6. From one side it looks like a 6, from the other it looks like a 9, and they're both right. They're both right because they're seeing it from their perspective. But understanding that perhaps a human behavioural analyst, or what I do is bring them out to look at it from a flat lay perspective. You know what, guys, you're both right, but let's take a step back and have a look at the colour of the number 6 and or the shape of the number 6 and how we need to look at it differently. So, yes, I agree. It's understanding who they are and how they look at things.
I think that's a great place to wrap up, Deborah, because really what we're talking about is optics of a situation.
Absolutely.
Or around a person. And even today, myself as a business leader, I saw a situation one way, but somebody else that is on a board I'm on saw it completely different and raised a different set of issues. And somewhere at the end of the day, the right answer is in the middle there somewhere. But it's seeing the optics or understanding how people will see the same thing differently. And human behavior is a way in there.
Absolutely. But I'm thankful that our paths crossed 20 years ago, and I'm still on the journey, always something new to understand and learn, and looking forward to the rest of the journey.
Well, thank you, Deborah. I can't wait to get back to Sydney actually to have another coffee or a meal with you, because I actually like to explore this conversation a whole lot more. But thank you so much for bringing design and human behavior together, making it tangible and really applicable in so many areas to enhance business marketing, help teams work better, and grow lives. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. And thank you so much. You take care of yourself. Lovely to see you.